Welcome everyone to the second part of this Friday citizenship call. And what we're going to discuss now is what happens when you share being a member of HyperNation means to you and to others. Firstly, just a reminder that it's quite simple. It's a 1 in for your citizenship and it's 3 times out. And that's for every citizenship package that you purchase. Just a reminder of the citizenship packages. Occupational welfare is 400 HND, and the HND is a HyperNation dollar, which is our internal currency. 3 times that is 1,200. Social welfare at 1,200, 3 times is the 3,600, and financial welfare at 4,800 is 14,400. The release rate is up to 0.7% of the daily fixed release. So contribution points, what does it actually all mean? You know, what's the purpose of the contribution points? And rather than just read this out, let me give you a general overview of what it actually means. Just, you know, in any country, any place where we live, etc., we all need to contribute to society for our country or anything to progress, to move forward. If we all had citizens that sat down and did nothing, nothing would ever work. And you might think, well, I don't think I contribute. Well, actually you do. If you've worked, if you've been to school, if you drive, if you, literally everything that we do is a contribution in a way. And obviously, contribution is something you do, and we don't even think about it. But now what you're being told is in HyperNation, you're being told what the contribution is. The difference is that in HyperNation, your contribution points which accrue through all the tasks that you do, which are not huge, they do expire every 45 days. So guess what? You can't just do a few tasks and then hope that it'll keep you going for the rest of your life. In a way, it's a bit like having a job. You can't just get a job and then do nothing and then hope to get a pension at the end of it. So contribution points, how do they affect your national level? And you think, well, what's a national level? Well, don't we all like to progress and move upwards and feel that we've been rewarded for what we've achieved in any job that we do, including being a member of HyperNation? So as you start at V0. That's right at the bottom. That's where everybody starts. And let's say you build a community and you now have 50,000 HND of volume below you. Now, what happens is once you've achieved that level, you're then V1. And as you move up the scale, let's say you get to V5 and you've done 2 million HND in sales and your contribution points would need to be 143,000 to keep you at V5. Let's say you only did 41,500. That would mean you would be downgraded to a V3. And that's the beauty of this. Just imagine if you get a job and you get a promotion, you have to work that much harder because you now have more responsibility. And this works very similar to that. You know, if you had a manager that got a promotion and did nothing, do you think they should still be there or should they be downgraded? And this is a beautiful way of looking at it in a virtual world. So there are 3 citizenship rewards available. Citizen referral reward. This is just by building your citizenship. Community ranking reward, because as your community grows, you achieve different ranks. Then there's something called an equality reward, which is quite unique. So the first one, let's have a look at the citizen referral reward. Let's say you introduce a couple of friends, relatives, doesn't really matter who, and they like the idea and they've done the same as you. And they've taken this concept and they like what they see you'll be rewarded up to 20 levels for a citizen referral reward, just because you've helped build a community. And guess what? Why shouldn't you be rewarded? The citizen referral reward is really very simple. Let's say you introduce one citizen, a friend. That citizen will be at your level 1, and you will receive a 20% HND value for achieving that. Level 2, 15%, level 3, 10%, etc. But your national level is where it becomes interesting. At V0, you're only entitled to earn from 3 levels, level 1, 2, and 3. So let's say you were V0 and you had a team that went down to level 6. You would still only receive down to level 3. Once you hit V1 and achieve 50,000 HND in sales, you would then open up 3 more levels. That will then take you down to level 6. So basically, like anything, as you build a community and you grow your community, you get rewarded. It's nice and simple, really. So how does this work out in numbers? So let's take a look. So this is you at the top. You bring Citizen A. Citizen A joins, and he likes what he hears. Citizen A purchases a financial welfare package at 4,800 HND, still gets their 0.7%. You will get 20%, which is 6.72 HND. What they get doesn't go down, doesn't reduce. What you get is your rewards that you're already getting from your citizenship that you purchased. You getting that quicker. So 6.72 is added to that. So let's say Citizen A introduces Mrs. B. She comes along and decides to do exactly the same thing and purchases a financial welfare package. So Mrs. B is at level 2, and she will also get her 0.7% at 33.6 HND per day, and you will receive 5.04. So in total, you'll receive 11.76 HND daily, and this is a part of what you also receive from the package that you purchased. So you're getting your rewards quicker. Quite simple, really. How does it look? Well, in your account, when you log in, it'll show that you're getting your citizen referral reward, and you can actually track where it's coming from, how much you're receiving, because obviously you want to know how your community is doing. So the other two are community ranking rewards, which is based on different levels, your national level, V1, V2, etc. And equality reward is something unique, which we'll cover in a minute. Now let's just take a look at the community ranking reward. So as you're building a community, your strongest team, let's say Mr. A has built a huge team and he's your biggest builder. His community is growing. Any of his sales do not count, but any other team members you bring on board, could be 2 members, 5 members, 50 members, it doesn't really matter. All of those account to your community ranking reward. So let's say you are a V4 and all your other members, let's just keep it as level, the very first one, is a V3. So if you're a V4, you'll receive 6%. And as a V3, your team member that has joined you will get 3%. So you will get the difference between, so you'll get an extra 3%. How does that equate to? Well, if they're receiving 33.6 HND, you will receive another 1.008 HND on top. So all of this grows bit by bit. As your community is growing and developing, your rewards are increasing too. And guess what? Why not? And these are the different ranking rewards that are available to you. At V0, it's 0%. because you have no community. V1, 0.5%, V2, 1%, V3, 3%, and upwards right up until V7 at 15%. So anything is possible. And guess what? Whoever builds a community and puts the effort in will be the one who benefits. And your community ranking reward, again, they change every day, and you'll see them accrue in your account, and you can actually go in and have a look, see where they're coming from, etc., etc. So the equality reward is the unique part. At the moment, what we've looked at so far, you'd probably look at it and think, well, hang on, if I stay at V4 at 6%, it makes sense to leave my team members below me at 3% because at least I benefit. But the equality reward takes away that conundrum. What it does is when you help your community reach the same level as you will receive and 1% equality reward. So you're actually helping your community to get to the same position as you. Now, think of this in a work situation. If you had a job and you got a promotion, as you bring people up to your level, there's a likelihood they might take your job away. And you think, well, maybe I'll just keep them where they are because they're working hard and I'm benefiting. But the equality reward changes that, in that you want to create more equals like you and more people who build communities. Because don't forget, HyperNation as a new nation benefits hugely, and so do its members and its citizens, because as this becomes bigger and bigger, the appeal for larger companies to come and sell their wares within HyperNation and all sorts of other possibilities become available to us. So welcome to a new world called HyperNation, and together you can build a community just like we all are. Let me just stop the recording.